Hello everyone. So we have Masuma with us. So let us begin with a small introduction of her. First of all, so Masuma did her 10th and 12th from C.B.S.E background, and she also spent her 1 year in Spain under the Rotary Student Exchange Program. Okay, in her 11th, right, Masuma?
Yes, sir.
And then she prepared for her obviously target was BBA, and she prepared for MIT UGPET and set general exam of Symbiosis. So she cleared both the exams obviously, and she got admission in MIT IB, BBA IB, and Symbiosis BBA General. And she is currently pursuing her BBA General from Symbiosis in second year, right? So I
The
guess
first year.
okay, her first year is yet to be completed. So first year is completely in online mode, right?
Yes.
So, Masma, can you please tell us something about your preparation of said general exam? How did you prepare for the exam while preparing for the board exam simultaneously?
Yes, sir. So I actually started my preparation just 3 months before the set exam. And I definitely prepared rigorously because of the help. I also did all the homework that you all gave me. And I also used to study for like an hour every day. And plus, I also did all the mock tests on a weekly basis. Like every Saturday, Sunday, I used to do the mock tests which were provided by your app. So
Okay,
that helped me a lot, a lot.
okay, great. So, as you told, you started your preparation hardly 2.5, 3 months before the exam. So, how did you plan
Yes,
your
sir.
study? Did you prepare one chapter a day, or did you plan your study on weekly basis or something like that?
Actually, every day, either you or Aniket sir used to give me like a chapter to study on a daily basis. So I used to just finish my homework and then I used to just prepare the chapter that was given by you. And then you all used to ask me, like, we used to discuss the homework the next day, and that's how it really helped me.
Okay.
So I only did what you all told me, and I definitely also prepared a lot for GK. But because of your help, it really, like, I just got in the best of college.
Okay, great to hear that. So, you prepared GK for on. How did you prepare for GK? Like, did you read newspaper on daily basis, or did you used to follow any particular channel or
Yes,
something
sir.
like that?
Yes, sir. So there's this, I don't remember the website actually, but there's this website which is actually used for the people who are preparing for UPSC and MPSC exams. So I used to just go through that on a daily basis. And then there are a lot of YouTube videos also, where they discuss the current affairs on a daily basis. I also used to watch news, and then the book that was provided with you, it had a lot of JK already. So I used to just go through that
Okay,
before the exam, or I went through that. Yeah.
okay, great. So this is all about exam. Tell us something about your experience in interview. How was it?
Yes. So I would definitely say that the interview is a very, very they don't like they don't make you uncomfortable, and because they actually know that you are students, and you all have just finished your 12th standard and you are applying for their college. So they definitely want, if you have the skills and the talent, they'll definitely let you in. So they definitely cross question you a lot. So I would just say, like, my advice would be that don't lie to them. Just say whatever that you've done with proofs. So you just have to mention it to them. So when they ask you, tell me about yourself, or some questions like that, so they just want to say that how are you going to be an asset to their institution. So you just have to tell them all about yourself, and like, not anything, because they don't want to know like where like anything about your private life, but just about how how you can be a asset to the institution. So just talk about your achievements, your skills, or whatever extracurriculars that you have done. And the interview was served on a very, it was a very general thing. They definitely ask you questions on your academics as well, but I got lucky. They didn't ask me anything about my academics, but they do ask you about, they will ask you about your favorite subject, and then they'll ask you some questions on it. But it's all a very general thing. It's like nothing to worry about. Don't feel nervous. If you fumble, it's all right, because they'll make you feel comfortable. They know that you will be nervous, but just make sure that they want to see your communication skills, like how you talk and how you present yourself in front of the interviewers. So that's all. Like, it's just a very basic thing. Don't be scared, don't fumble, don't feel nervous at all.
So I am Masuma, Aniket here.
Yes, sir.
So do you remember any questions that were asked to you?
Yes, sir. I do remember. I have written down all the questions that they've asked me. Just a minute, I'll just let you know. So, sir, the first question they asked me was, "Tell me about yourself."
Your
So,
video is not
in that,
visible.
sir, sorry.
Your video is not visible.
Yes, sir, because I'm reading it out from my phone. I actually don't have it
Oh.
written down, so it's in my notes. So that's how I'm reading it. I'll just switch it on in like a minute
Okay,
or so.
okay.
Okay. So the first question they asked me was, "Tell me about yourself," and I just spoke about all the achievements and all the extracurriculars. I would say that if you have scored in distinction in standard 10th and 12th, then definitely mention it. But then if you have not scored distinction marks, then just don't tell them unless they ask you. Most probably they won't ask you about your 10th and 12th standard marks, because that's not important for them. What they care about is your set marks. So just talk about all your extracurriculars that you have done. And if you say that you have participated in a singing competition or a dance competition or whatsoever, you have to make sure that you have the proofs for it. Otherwise, they won't consider that as an achievement. So I had the soft copies of all the of all my achievements. So that's how they actually understood. Yeah, and I, sir, also one more thing. When I told them that I had stood first in a singing competition, so they asked me to sing a song for them. So you have to, whatever, like if you, they'll ask you to dance, they'll ask you to sing, they'll ask you to do whatever. So you have to be ready, you have to be, prepared for all of that. So the second question that they asked me, sir, because I had mentioned my some things about my exchange program, and also how, I know Spanish and I speak 5 languages. So they were very impressed by that. So they also asked me a lot of questions on it, like how did you learn the languages? Was it easy for you? And how, in like what time span did you learn all of them? And I also mentioned that I worked as a freelancer for a company, and then I'm a member of the Global Shapers community of the World Economic Forum. So they asked me quite a lot of questions on that. So basically, whatever you mention and whatever you write about in tell me about yourself is what, on that basis they are going to ask you questions. So you have to, so this is like the most basic question that they will ask you. So please prepare for it, just write it down and then redefine it like 5 times and make it very, very, very crisp, as crisp as possible. So that, and don't mention anything that you are not sure about, because they will cross question you on this. So when I mentioned that I had been for an exchange program, so they asked me a lot of questions like, how did your exchange benefit you? And how did you work for the company? How did you find this person? Like, where did you apply and all of that? And so the second question they asked me was, tell me about, uh, so yeah, so they asked me was, why BBA? So I mentioned that because my father is a businessman and has been in the traditional family business for a very, very long time. So I have grown up in a very business oriented environment. So I've always seen my father do business, and it has always inspired me. Hence, I wanted to study BBA so that I gain knowledge in business about the professional world and in the corporate sector. So and then I also mentioned that I really want to explore the possibility of starting my own business in the future. So that's how I said, like, you don't have to mention all book related things, like why do you want to do BBA, because it's going to teach you this and it's going to teach you that. They really want a very personal answer in this, because they actually want to know, why are you doing BBA? And then the third question they asked me was, why SCMS? So basically, you just have to brag about this college. You just have to tell them about how good this college is and how badly you need this college. And they will also ask you that which other colleges have you applied for. So just say very honestly that you have also applied for whichever other colleges, but let them know that your first preference is SCMS. So I, and then when they asked me about SCMS, so I said a lot of things about SCMS, like how it's ranked 9th among the top BBA institutes in India, and it's highly spoken of. And I also mentioned that I'm acquainted with a lot of people who have passed out from Symbiosis and have reached great heights in their career. So that's how I wanted to join SCMS. So then they asked me that, what do you know about SCMS? So this is where you have to actually study the SCMS website very, very thoroughly, like read it every day, I would say, because they will ask you, they legit ask me that, tell me 5 things about SCMS that you know of. So I mentioned the cafeteria curriculum and the global immersion program that they have and all of that. So they also asked me what is the motto of SCMS and who is the director of SCMS and all of that. Then they asked me, where do you see yourself in 5 years? So this is where you say, if supposedly if you don't have plans to do masters in the future, then don't mention that. But I mentioned that 5 years down the line, I would have had completed my masters from business administration, and I see myself as a knowledgeable, skillful individual who is gaining experience in the corporate world. And I also see myself as exploring the possibility of starting my own business. And I would also like to add value and growth to my nation, family, and lead a fulfilled and say about whatever you want or aims in life. They definitely want to see you as a very aimful and skillful person who actually wants to grow in life. So that's how you have to write your own answers. And that's all they asked about. Is there a lot of disturbance from my end?
No. So yeah, I mean, now we have talked a lot about the interview. Now, how was the set general paper? I mean, what was the level of difficulty? Was there any section which you found a bit difficult than the other one?
Yes. They ask you a lot of questions. Yeah. So they ask you a lot of vague questions, like from anywhere, like about the entire world. So you should have like a basic knowledge of which is the capital of every state and just basic knowledge.
Okay. So you are saying that math was a bit difficult. And
Yes,
about the
math
other
was.
questions, LR and verbal?
So I did not find LR as challenging as I thought it would, because I actually went through your books and whatever the books whatever provided by you. But then I really thought that it was very easy for me, so I did not pay much heed to the LR part. Like I did not study much of it because I found it very easily, and the LR was like.
Okay.
So you mean to say that you are very well aware about your strengths and weaknesses, and that's why you are able to distinguish LR as a easy subject and quant and verbal as a difficult subject for your own, right?
I'm so sorry.
Hello, sir.
Why there's a lot of disturbance? Yes. Better.
So I mean to say
Yes.
that you are very well aware about your strengths and weaknesses. That's why you knew that LR is your strong zone and quant is your little bit weak zone,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
And
Yes. Sir.
practice helped
So
you.
that's also very basic questions. They also ask you about your strengths and weaknesses
Okay,
in the interview.
okay, okay. So this is all about your selection process and how did you get into Symbiosis. So how has been your 1 year so far?
It has been a roller coaster ride, honestly. The online college is very difficult, and plus Symbiosis is a very, very great college. They have a lot of extracurricular activities as well, and all the learning is project based. Like we hardly have to learn anything, or we hardly have to, sit and like mug up anything. It's all project based. Like they give you a lot of assignments, they load you with assignments, and you just have to finish them. So it's a very proper business administration course, I would say. I definitely am loving it.
So to summarize the, sir, do you have to ask anything? Aniket sir?
No.
Okay. So guys who are watching this session, so to summarize, how do you get into Symbiosis is you just need to clear the set exam first of all, and then you need to have very, very strong profile. Other than 10th and 12th, you need to have very strong extracurricular activities, and you need to mention them in a really good manner, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So guys, if you have any question, you can ask them in the chat box. So Masuma, there is a question for you. Can you
Yes, Sami.
tell them something about VAT? Yeah.
Okay. So about that, I don't remember my topic, but it was something related to how am I dealing with the lockdown situation which was happening, or how has it affected me in a good way or a bad way.
Okay.
So it was.
So
So yeah.
do you think they ask you any question on the VAT topic in your personal interview?
No, in the interview they don't ask anything about that.
No.
No. Yes.
Any other question, guys? If you have any...
VAT is just like essay oriented. You just have to write a normal essay. How important is VAT? It's very important. If you don't clear VAT, then you don't pass SAT exam.
Come on, guys, questions. चलो हो गए तो आने दो. VAT का प्रैक्टिस तो चल ही रहा है अपना वैसे भी. Course in the interview. Do they ask about 12th course in the interview?
No, they don't. So yeah, they do. I'm so sorry. They didn't ask me about it. But to some of my friends, they asked if they were from a commerce background or a science background or an arts background. And so people who said that they are from commerce background, they asked them which is your favorite subject. And so when they said accounts, then they asked a lot of questions on accounts, which was very basic, like not even from 12th standard, but from 11th standard. So like for an example, they asked him that tell me the difference between a balance sheet and a profit and loss account. So it's quite easy, like anyone could answer it. Yeah.
Okay. Arey.
I scored damn well. I scored I scored around 70 or no 68, no sir?
Yeah, 68.
Yeah.
I guess it was 68 or 72. Now I don't remember the score exactly.
Yeah, I don't remember if it was near 70 or like late 60s. But yeah, I scored very well. Out of 80.
Out of 80. That year, last year it was out of 80. So anyone else? Any question? Okay, so I guess that's it from all of them for now. So thank you, Masuma. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, sir.
It's a
No,
nice
I
time
should
from
thank
your
you.
Chalo
Thank you,
guys,
sir.
so we'll wind up here, and best of luck for your
Okay.
career.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Best of luck, you guys. You'll ace it, don't worry. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye bye. अरे क्षितिज कमेंट्री काय करतो.